Hello. We are live. I did that because you was nobody looking. I was like, we
What is going on?
live. We are chatter up.
What?
My girl, Montanique, my girl, Callie, and me, Dr. Joy, PhD.
Okay.
In the hills. Yay.
With sweet.
With sweet. Look, you know I can't do it. I gotta do.
Oh Lord.
What is she? What? What you trying to
She
do?
trying to do West. She
Oh.
trying
How
to
do you do this? Don't you do this?
What? I don't know. I can't. Uno and
trying
Uno.
to do this.
Yes, I'm.
She trying to do the W. West
I can't do it. I can't even do it. But anyway, how is everyone? Woohoo! We are doing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 12, episode Rockabye Mountain or something. All right, I don't know. I didn't understand the title, but anyway.
I'm here looking like a hot one.
You look cute, Callie. So I'm gonna let a few people get in here. So I'm gonna just ask y'all our number one question. Hey, Misbehaving.
Rocky Mountain Bar.
Oh, you got it in here.
Rocky Mountain Bar. What's I gonna say to y'all? So, how would you rate last night's episode? Callie, you want to go first?
I'll do it a 5.
What? Okay. Joy.
As far as theatrics, it was like an 8, 7 or 8. It was a letdown at the end when you realize what the rumor is. I was ticked off, which I would take it all the way back down to a 4 or 5.
You know what? They be trying to confuse us with these previews. Yeah. And it makes you think something's really going to happen. And social media also plays a part in it because all these rumors float around that are worse than what happened.
Yeah, that's really the issue.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Why I gave it a poor rating is because, there was this whole thing and they claim Rena's behind it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I
want to know what's the rumor.
It was a whole bunch of them.
Right.
It's a rumor that Kathy allegedly said the N-word. I'm telling you. That or some kind of racist term allegedly to somebody in Aspen. There was a rumor that what was the other one?
The other one was that she said something homophobic.
Yes.
To the bartender at wherever they went to.
Yeah.
Called them the F word. It's the
yes.
word. And then what I had heard, which I think is true, is that she was mad at her sister, Kyle, and she shared her anger with Lisa in the car because they was riding home together in the car. And Lisa's like, she flipped her lid. So, but I'm sitting here, since we're talking about this, Kathy's human. We're all human. I done flipped my lid. Callie, no. Callie and Joy had to flip their lid on each other. So it happens. Yeah. So I don't understand why when everybody else, like Erica done flipped her lid, Cal done flipped her lid, everybody's flipped their lids. Why is she so upset about Kathy?
I think it's a deflection. I think it's a deflection because it doesn't make sense. As a matter of fact, I have probably said some of the craziest things that I thought or felt or know was true about my own sister.
Right.
When you're mad, you gonna vent to your friends about your family. Even if she said the worst things ever about her, it don't matter. They're sisters. I was ticked off at you. I was mad at you. That mean I said so. I just don't understand why this was blown out of proportion. Lisa act like it was World War III, but I do believe it's because she's trying to deflect from Lisa. I don't know what her issue is with Lisa. I mean, with Erica.
Yeah, she protects Erica.
It's really weird. It's almost like she's protecting herself.
Like she's involved some kind of way.
Yes. And
I was expecting them to fall out, though. Wasn't that the word before the season started that Rena and Erica were gonna fall out?
No,
I think it must have been Kyle instead, because people were saying that Rena. I think that's at the reunion too. They say they're gonna fall out, but so
Erica said that the reunion ended so. Well, actually, she didn't say this, but I'll just tell you exactly what she said. You make the assumption because this is an assumption I made. She said that whatever happened at the reunion happened, and they didn't even take a class picture.
Nobody hugged.
Nobody hugged on the way out.
Nobody talked. No, they didn't go to dinner because most of the time they go to dinner together too. So they need to show the video. None of those help. It was not recorded.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it's only
right.
Lisa Rinna's word.
Right.
It was not recorded.
And misbehaving, I don't believe nothing Lisa said.
Yeah, it was not recorded.
Nothing about her that is authentic. Her hair is more authentic than of everything on her body.
I think Lisa Rinna lied and made it up to get back at Kathy about the tequila. I think Lisa Rinna has ran with something and twisted it. I'm sure she did vent. I'm sure she did.
I don't think that it was a get back about, you know what? You might be right. It kind of makes sense.
What part?
Well, she said that she may have said some of the worst things to Lisa.
Oh.
Versus Kyle, because
yeah,
she was mad at Kyle, but she probably could have done both. But
she probably talked about both of them.
Lisa too, because Lisa asked for that other tequila just to spite her.
Because you know Kris Jenner might be Lisa's friend, but her daughter that's 20 years old is not Lisa's friend. And I'm sorry, Lisa, that's not your friend.
But you know she's obsessed with the Jenners and the Kardashians.
I didn't know that.
They unfollowed her.
They unfollowed Brenna?
Yeah, whoever this person.
Yeah, they're not even friends. Yeah.
Well, they were following each other on
and now they're not.
But because of this, she unfollowed her.
It's either Kylie or Kendall's, one of the younger ones.
It's whoever Jenner is.
Yeah. So
did you get overly mad though when Lisa Rinna wanted to taste Kylie's or one of them Jenner's tequila?
Did who get mad?
Kathy, yeah. She got overly mad.
But that's my point. So she gets overly mad. Why would she go to her and can find information about her sister? Whoever it is just made a point. She think it was more about Lisa.
I think it was Tori.
About Kyle.
I think you're right too, because I know she was mad at her sister because every time Kathy puts on something, she talks about her. She even was like, I hope I can get in the club because I have these pants on. Because Kyle had made her feel so bad about the way she looks that she's Kathy dang-on Hilton. And she's scared to go with them because she thinks she ain't going to be able to get in. So she's mad at her sister for always picking on her in front of her friends.
She does pick on her. And I wonder why. Because it's not like this is your little homely sister.
Mm-hmm. So Kathy Hilton.
You know what I mean? This girl can buy you 3 times.
So how old is Kathy? 65 or so?
I don't know.
When they were having to hold her up as they were walking down the street and she had on those high heel Ugg boots.
I didn't see that.
Girl,
I have those boots.
They told me it was for the snow.
I remember what y'all talking about now. I was confused.
Those Ugg boots are not for the snow. They're for cute. I have that exact pair, and that heel is like a 4-inch heel. So when why does Kathy have on those anyway?
Why would she have those on?
It's a wedge heel.
Kathy is a person that walked to the store and said, I'm going to the Hamptons. I need some boots that you can wear in the snow. And they show her probably the most expensive Hug boots they must have.
And she bought
them. They are adorable.
She's 63, by the way.
63. Okay. I just think they're so mean. Okay. So Callie, this is, I guess, to answering you. I don't think she was overly mad. Lisa did that on purpose with the drink. She talked about the drink before she asked about Kendall. Lisa Rinna knew exactly what she was doing. She did.
I agree.
But so I think did something else happen that got Kathy? That's just disgusting. I'm going to leave.
Well, I think really because she tried to do it how many times? Because we didn't know.
I will say this.
We didn't know.
Being annoying.
Yeah.
Now that we know how many times she wanted them to try this doggone.
Yeah.
Shoot, she got me wanting to try this one. I don't even drink.
Yeah.
But she was being annoying. And
yeah.
I think what she didn't want to do, because I think Montanique had mentioned this when we were off air. She said she said that, I said, why she just didn't have like an event? You know, you have an event, you invite the girls over. So it's always all about your tequila. Because I'm assuming she was jumping in on somebody else's event and they may or may not show it. Maybe that's why she kept repeating.
She kept on doing it because she didn't want to have to pay. Because
Right.
you know, Bravo takes some of their money. So she just kept trying to plug it without having to pay, like Kendall got to do. Because Kendall got plugged and she ain't got Kylie or whichever one, and then got to pay. So she just kept showing it, hoping it made the cut. Right. And evidently it didn't make the cut until she got mad. Yeah, because they wasn't going to show it.
Yeah.
I mean, does Bravo really get a big percentage?
I don't know
how much. Forever, though.
Oh, that's enough right there.
Yeah, that's why I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that when Bravo first did the Housewives in New York, Bethany had the only contract that didn't include her skinny girl, which ended up being a really big deal.
Yeah, they probably mad about that.
And they said her first season, I've literally heard this number, that she only made about $5,000 her first season. Mm-hmm. Because she wanted skinny girl to be hers. She didn't want Bravo to have a percentage.
She was smart for that.
She didn't take a salary, or she took very little.
Okay.
She was very
smart. I'm surprised Kenya Moore talks about her hair product.
I know she hadn't talked about it until now.
Kenya had not?
Not really. She didn't really talk. Well, she did have that other one.
Yeah, she's talked about it.
Yeah, she has.
Season. But if you think about it, she says it's it's a $1 million company. If Bravo's getting the
you know, dog girl ain't making no $1 million.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. If she's already given that up to Bravo and it's forever, then she's probably in the red.
And I know that's true because Nene was selling wigs at some point. Even it could have been at the same time she launched.
Nene was.
Mm-hmm. And somebody had asked, why don't she sell her wigs on the show? And her wigs were kind of high end. Mm-hmm. And she said, because, you know, Bravo gets a piece of that. And I was like, what?
I heard that too.
And so I had
so Bravo gets a lot of money then. Yeah. They get all the Karen's money because Karen shows everything.
And so, but Bravo also tends to pick a person and make that kind of their thing.
Yeah.
Kind of makes it the thing. And I think that Candy is that person on this show. But Portia has done a couple of things. She did her sheets. Mm-hmm. Remember, I think she did like lingerie for a minute.
Oh, I don't remember that.
They had a whole photo shoot.
Oh, yeah.
They had a whole photo.
I didn't watch Atlanta all the time.
And I think, you know, all of them have launched something or something.
They are, yeah. If you don't do it, you stupid.
But baby, let's be clear. Bravo also got a big chunk of She by Sheree.
They got a whole big chunk. They probably got a whole more than they normally get.
More than Sheree gets.
That's why she charging y'all. Right. That's why she charging y'all $500 for a shop. And what is that thing you said? We ain't supposed to be talking about Atlanta.
I was just going to say, what we all?
But wait a minute. I want to do this one thing. What is Sheree's refund policy?
Oh, basically, girl, you bought it, you paid for. You buy, you got forever. She said, if you
seen it, you want it, you bought it, now keep it.
It can't be, the tags have to be attached. It can't have no human smells on it.
That's crazy. I read that. I was like, this girl is making sure you keep her product. You can't even try it on. So Lisa Vanderpump had it. I could see Vanderpump doing that too. She's very business savvy. So were you shocked? So let's talk about Beverly Hills. It's like the continuation of the episode before.
That means that they forego a salary.
She probably did. But she had Vanderpump Rules too. So she was making money off of that too. So, and Lisa has a few shows on NBC, Peacock, and Bravo. So I think Bravo likes certain people too. So were you shocked when Erica left Kyle's house? They're all like protecting each other.
I wasn't shocked.
So why weren't you shocked?
Why stick around with them crazy people? And what I loved about is on the way out, she cursed them all out. I ain't gonna sit there with you, bitches. I wasn't shocked at all. I wouldn't have stayed either. I mean, they're coming at her. It just
so you would have left?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
I would have booked up out of there so quick. Look, it ain't like she's want to go fight somebody. Just
Well, I
you've
guess
already
you got
argued, get up
somewhere
and leave.
free to go. So I
Yeah,
mean,
she had somewhere else to go.
yeah.
So maybe it was easy because she
Erica
had somewhere
else to go.
She had to go to Diana's. Diana had a room for her.
Well, that's what I mean. So she left. That was the place. That was her escape route.
Yeah, she had an
That's what I
escape
mean.
plan. Yeah.
But I guess in my head, not necessarily, but if you got somewhere else to go, I guess, you know, you're away from home is what I mean. It's not like she finna hop in her car and go home.
Right.
So would I had stayed? Yes, if I ain't had nowhere else to go. I don't think, to me, I wouldn't have been so mad to go into a hotel.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, especially if you ain't got to pay for it, because Diana got long money. I was kind of on EJ's side this episode. I think she said she was set up and they need to stop asking. I do think they do need to stop asking her. I'm like over them asking her questions.
I am too. Especially with Crystal. I mean, because when Crystal did an interview, I think it was People Magazine. Was it People Magazine? Where she was defending Erica, not always wanting to talk about stuff. You know, that was her first season on. She said,
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
so
she said,
saying to read.
Yeah. She said, you know, a lot of people are against her, but once you're with her and you see what's happening, you understand a little bit more why she's not talking about it.
I
to be going ham now the way she is, child. She needs to really cut it out.
But the issue that I have with Erica, had Erica done what 99.9% of the people have done on reality TV, that if she had taken the Teresa Giudice stance of this is currently in the courts, I can't talk about it, then it wouldn't have been a window to ask questions.
That's
but
true.
Because she has opened the window, she has conversations of convenience, people then can now have an opinion and then voice it to her and expect some answer. That's the issue. If you go back and watch New Jersey, I mean, if you think about it, Erica's not even in hardly any trouble as compared to what Teresa was because she actually went to prison.
Yeah, Erica is not going to prison. Yeah,
she's not going to prison. This isn't a criminal case at all. All of these cases are civil cases. So if you look at it like that, Teresa was just like, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. It was a whole episode on the back porch of Jacqueline's house. One of the best episodes in New Jersey history, by the way. All about I can't talk about it.
And I wish Erica would have done that because I feel like it would have nipped it in the freaking bud. But she does want to answer certain things, but she don't want to answer certain things. Well, people are kind of confused about what she will answer.
That's the problem. Have taken a stance and stuck with it and been clear about it, then there would be no room. But because she talking about, I call it, situations of convenience. Just like you can't talk about it, but let's talk about this case that was just dropped today. Her ignorant self, and I can't say ignorant, literally said it was dropped.
It was not.
It was dropped in that one state. But here's the thing with that.
But wait a minute. But what does prejudice mean? With prejudice.
With prejudice.
Well, why don't you educate us, boo?
Prejudice is
mean it wasn't dropped. Without prejudice means that it would be.
It was dropped in one state and picked up in another, or will
in California. Yeah, because she had to eventually give them away, right?
I don't know. Her earrings, did she have to give them up?
She had to give them up.
Give what up?
Her earrings.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She ended up having to give them back.
What was I going to say?
They asked her that on Watch What's Happening Live too.
Yeah, she gave them back.
What is wrong with?
Said they were 700 and something.
Yeah, they 1.3 million.
They were $1.3 million.
Yeah.
With everything that Erica's been going through these past couple of years, what is so wrong with her taking time out to enjoy one ounce size respect of a win?
I don't know.
She's had to smile about. Why? What's the big deal with everybody wanting to make sure she knows it's not yet? We don't know that. Of course we know.
That's because, first of all, let's be clear. She just didn't say. She wasn't like the average person been like, whoo, you know, that's all. You know, although she act like she didn't know that it was not over, but even if
She
she wanted to
did.
pretend like it was over,
She act like it was
like,
finito.
I'm so glad this monkey is off my
Mhm.
back. No, she wants to brag about, did you see what happened today?
Yeah,
Did you
she's
see
trying
what
to get them to
happened
understand.
today?
Yeah, she's trying to get them to understand. You don't have to keep talking about this. I think what she's trying to do, she knows she's still in a lot of trouble, but she wants them to know that this is a win. So maybe they'll find other things wrong that will also be a win, whether true or not.
Being on the other side of what's true and what's right. I did notice that she said that. I will say this, and I think I may have shared this with you all, and I wasn't sure if I shared this when we talked about this last week, because I rewatched last week's episode yesterday. Erica absolutely is right. And hear me out. The court really does have to lay this all out. Wow, but she does this in a funky way. Imagine if she had came to the table as I'm coming to you all and say, hey y'all, I know it seems easy. I could turn it over, maybe gain favor or whatever, or do the right thing, or whatever situation you may see me in, on the good end or the bad, I could turn them over. But the reality is, it really does have to go through the court. And if the court goes through the court, whatever they deem, when they go through the forensics to figure out what money was spent, and if they say that I have to do this, I have to do that, then I will do it. I will come. Right. My goal is to comply with everything, because I'm be honest, I didn't know anything. But her attitude is, I ain't giving up nothing. You know?
Yeah.
And even if she did flat out say, it's got to go through the courts and all that, she gives you the impression that she ain't giving nothing up. She fighting to the tooth.
Yeah, she told you that. She said, if it's turned out that I do have to give them back, then I'll get them. Am I going to volunteer? No.
But she says it in a nasty way. You kind of get the impression that she
said it in an Erica way.
Now, she has since proven that wrong.
Well, she said it in an Erica way, which might be nasty. But
was that a nasty way?
It wasn't different. She didn't it's the same Erica. So in a nasty way, that's Erica's way, according to many.
But she is right. That because when I watched it the second time, you know, you're not on ants. I was kind of relaxed when I was watching, and she was talking, and she was like, it has to go through the court. But she's just so mean. All you can see is the mean.
Yeah.
And I understand why they weren't actually listening to the words that she was saying. And what she said was right. And I was thinking, I would probably be the same way. I just wouldn't be so nasty about it.
I don't think you would be that nasty.
What else do y'all want the woman to say? She's asked about that all the time. Has been for so long. It's like, stop asking me, Crystal, you little flip-flopper.
But she
does, or whoever she's talking to.
You can't say I can't talk about it, but you conveniently talking about it.
Yes, she can.
Okay.
How?
Then people are going to ask her
questions.
Then be prepared for people to ask questions.
Well, and then be prepared for her response.
But her response shouldn't be so vicious.
Don't ask
she's
questions.
The one talking about it.
But y'all have always thought Erica's responses were vicious. So why?
No, but she used to talk like
that girl didn't even talk. She used to talk. If you
I went back and watched.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
She did, Callie. You gotta go watch.
I've seen it before, but yeah. So just like Erica's tired of people asking, I'm tired of hearing the same thing. You've always said her voice changes. It does.
But she wasn't always as vicious, and I do feel like
she she's no more vicious than she has been, especially with somebody like Crystal who needs to make up her mind today. You on Erica's side or not? Because you
girl, but why can't you change? Okay, I have a question about that.
I don't want to go.
Go ahead.
Go. No, you go.
I can't remember. So go.
Both of y'all. Child.
I lost it, like, for
Wait
real.
A minute, what was we just talking about for real?
I don't know. Callie, what you say? Something about Crystal?
What was we talking about?
That's why when we be done with the show, Callie remember everything, and she take it to heart, and I be like, girl, I don't remember saying that.
Crystal said something. Oh, I'm saying it was about the size.
The size.
That I noticed with white franchises.
Uh-huh.
They're very vocal about what side.
Oh, the clicks. The clique.
Yes, in the
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I'm thinking about side chick. I'm
The
sorry.
black franchises really don't do that. It may be
Right.
just as clear as
Uh-huh.
day, but they don't really talk about it in their terms.
Look
And
at me
one
and
of the
Latoya
things I
agreeing.
noticed is when Erica and Crystal was arguing, Erica made it known to her that I helped you
I helped you.
against them.
She said,
Not
I actually hugged you.
you.
And I'm
Yes,
Good. Bring it up.
really.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, so if somebody hugs me, that
It's
means
so
if I
inappropriate.
hug somebody, that means that if I do something wrong, they can't tell me because I hugged them.
Yeah.
Is that
What
really
do
her
you mean?
mindset?
Yeah.
That
I
if
mean,
I've done you something for you,
Yeah, I mean,
and I
Crystal
gave you
was
a
sitting
hug?
there in tears
can
over the
you
Sutton stuff
imagine the
because y'all think
reaction?
Sutton is such a little nun, which she is not. Crystal was sitting over there in tears, feeling all broken-hearted and broken-footed or whatever, a hot mess. The only one came to her rescue to hug her and give her a little breast milk is Erica. Okay,
Yeah.
so remember that and
It's
shut
Sutton
up.
too. Let's be honest. It was a little bit because it was up
Sutton.
against Sutton.
That's why.
And I will say this: Crystal was tripping.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. But
You know she was.
Sutton was acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Because she said, and you're gonna stop it. Do you hear me?
I mean,
Say
who
it.
does she think she's
When
talking
she
to right
was
there?
like, say it, I was like, oh,
What?
look at Sutton.
Sutton got some balls that day.
Yes,
she must be drinking some of that
made her
Patron.
say it.
She must be drinking that Patron with Toya because
This
she
is
got
the
some
same
balls
balls
that
she
day.
have every day. That girl is
Poor
no
Crystal.
saint.
Why does she even speak up when she can't handle these ladies? Poor Crystal.
I don't
I have a question. Okay, where is
It's
it at?
not personal.
Do you
Yes,
think
it is.
that Lisa, Cal, Erica, and what's the other one name? Dorit protect each other so much that
absolutely.
when one of them speaks against a little bitty thing like that, they lose, they like combust, like they lose their minds.
Yes. I
Is
think that they have an alliance. I mean, Erica said, can you imagine one of the other black friends, Giselle, leaning in and saying, look, I'm closer to Robin than I am to anybody. Everybody be like, nut dub. What's your point?
right?
Right? Then we sit up there and have like this alliance, and I've been saying, I'm texting to Andy about 15 times this season.
He better ask some questions.
Break them up.
And then
He does
Crystal
need to break
needed
them
the
up.
crowd with her to go and talk to Erica. Well,
Yeah,
let's
you
go
was.
confront her together.
Why was she afraid to go talk to Erica? Sutton
have
was
no
like, I'm a
idea.
spectator. She said, I've already done it on my own. I'm gonna be a spectator this time.
Girl, ain't it funny though that they sitting around like, look at this. Like they have literally been watching a whole movie in front of them. Like, what do they call themselves? The fake false
654 or something.
Yeah, it's just combusting, and they just sit back like,
And they just watching it.
wait a minute. They all but leaned over like,
Cal was acting like a
coming
child.
to America, talking some, ooh, they good. They good.
I mean, she was like, you better come here. You better come to my thing because and then you picked Erica over me.
I
I'm like,
believe that though. When she was talking, I think she a halfway decent actress, but I didn't see her acting. She ain't that good. I believe her.
you ain't right.
She not. I saw her in Halloween. I was like, how bad do you have to be in a horror film? And you bad. Like,
A
I'm
mess.
like, how is she not a good actress?
Oh, Eric, that's
It's
so do you believe that Erica's
bad.
staying married to Tom so she can't testify against him?
I don't know. She already
Crystal started out strong, but they cut her down, and
and
she ends up crying.
And she uses the excuse that
And so does
it is
Sutton.
different
Yeah,
to
there's some crying women.
divorce somebody who's mentally incapacitated.
Supposedly.
But you can do it, but it's not an easy divorce. It's not like a regular divorce.
So this was a question I had.
And
Do you
they
think
did that for men, by the way. They put those kind of laws on the books because
for
men would institutionalize their wives and to get rid of them so they wouldn't have a legal divorce or so they would institute. They did that for men.
Do you think that because Cal was very distraught, she cried all night, her eyes weren't even opening.
She looked like it. She didn't even
Do
look
you
like
think that she shows more care and concern for EJ being upset than her own sister?
Her own sister? Kathy and Kim season
Yeah.
3. Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
No, but that's Kyle.
I don't get it.
What season we in? 14? That's
I'm
Kyle.
trying to have some compassion for her because 3 sisters with strong personalities, all of them stand as themselves. The other sister may have been a drunk, but she got long money.
Yeah.
Kyle has now not just, she was probably the least known. Definitely has made a name for herself. And you got Kathy Hilton. You got 3 strong personalities.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine having to do this on TV. And I think she's critical of her sister because her sister isn't cool. Because it's not about because she's not some homely girl, although she treats her like one, but she's not cool. So she does talk to her like she is the child. But it's interesting because both of them must do that to each other because she can't even curse long enough without Kathy said, all right.
They have the weirdest relationship to be sisters.
No.
It just ain't right. Is it just those 3 girls? Yeah. No other sisters?
Not that I know of.
Was really wrong to me.
And they don't have the same daddy, do they?
I don't think.
I don't know.
Kathy has a different father.
I think she does.
And I think the other 2 do.
But they grew up together, it sounds like.
With their mom.
They did.
I mean, Kyle is wrong to both Kim and Kathy, in my opinion.
Horrible.
She really is, and I don't get that.
I think this is just my opinion, which may not be worth the hell of beans. I think Kathy, once she got on this show, was really a part of pop culture. And although Kathy is too, she's elderly. She's falling in that rank.
She's senior.
She's 7 years old.
George just talked about Kathy.
No, I like Kathy.
I know you do.
I like her.
Why didn't they let her in the store?
Girl, that was my thing. Why they didn't let that lady in the store?
And why did the guy that worked there, why did he even ask them? It's Kathy, do you want me out? Unlock the door.
Because they probably had a private.
For all of them, though, I thought. Not just those 3, but for all the girls.
But like he did not let them in. And then when Lisa left the party that Cal had, and it was like, I'm gonna go find them. I'm like, as production lady, they got a camera crew with them. Like, what you mean? You got
where y'all at?
I just follow the camera. And look,
and then they showed her making that whole long wall. I'm like, I started to add it to body yaddy yaddy or something because I'm like, look.
Because I was like, can you not ask production what the other camera crew is?
Exactly. Just like when Sanya had that car accident, I didn't know how to have anyone to call. Call production. They right there. They're gonna help you. What's going on? Really? Okay.
That is crazy. So, do you think that Cal should have defended her sister when Lisa did that about the tequila, or should she have just been quiet?
She should have defended her. I would have. I don't have a sister. But
okay, I don't need
my sister's tequila event and talk about a Jenner. No, you go do that somewhere else. This is my sister's event. Go ahead on, Dory. I see.
So she said it wasn't Kathy originally; it was Crystal, but the camera showed Kathy. But still, why wouldn't they open it for Crystal?
Oh, yeah, I heard them say that. Yeah,
this was before the argument and stuff even happened. Crystal had done nothing to them, really, right? Was because she said the victim things like I don't think it's cool. I just think you should be ashamed. Do you think maybe that's why? I don't understand why they didn't let her in.
I don't know. It was funny though. Kathy looked mad. But I wish they would have. My thing is, that owner, though. First of all, they know who Kathy is
with her.
She's the richest one in the crew. I would not have made that lady stand out there.
Me either.
As a salesperson in that store, come on in.
Come on in, Miss Kathy.
Bring your Amex, okay?
Do you need some wine? Do you want some of your tequila?
Can I get you some champagne?
You want some of your tequila?
Is Kathy richer than that other girl?
Yes.
Than Diana? I think she probably is. I don't know.
I think so, but I'm not sure either. I'm not sure.
Because they act like she just mega rich.
They act like Diana's new rich, though.
We know that, but I'm just
Yeah.
because she's from Bosnia, so I
Yeah.
figured her. And
I think she should have told old girl to stop too. Lisa
oh,
Rinna to stop. Latoya was saying she thinks Kyle should have told
She
Lisa to
should
stop. She should
have.
have.
And then when they was in the, and I know y'all make me look at Diana licking now, but when they was the three of them, Dorit, EJ, and her, when they, she was, I mean, it was just nonstop. I was like, lady, you got to, I don't understand.
yeah.
I don't get it.
I ain't gonna even tell you some of the things that they're conspiracy. I don't even want you. You gotta tell me off air.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that.
off air ask me because they're saying it's clear signs of some things.
Well, we can't talk about because she'll send us a cease and desist,
I
and we
know.
already
I
we ain't got that
don't
kind of we ain't got time.
They be
But
on
yes,
fire.
I ain't right though. That's like a tick. What you call it? Tourette's. Like it's something.
Oh, it could be a tick though.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Why do the Michael Jackson Thriller?
I used to have a student that had Tourette's. It was
so it was
she
this.
just hit my arms.
Was this the episode when Diana was like she felt like Erica should show some compassion, or was that just a preview?
No, she said that.
Okay, because
But she did say, which I thought was kind of jacked up, that you should put your money where your mouth is if you're so concerned about these victims.
But I feel like they didn't do anything to those victims. You can still show concern about something and not pay. Because I can be concerned about the street around the corner from me and want it to be fixed, but that don't mean I'm paying for it. It ain't my street.
Why would they pay for get money to the victims and Erica walking around with $1.3 million earrings on? That's convoluted. Like you're not even being helpful to give to them when Erica living in luxury.
But they say her charity
luxury. She's in a small house for $10,000 a month that she don't even own
in Beverly Hills.
That ain't luxury. She showed us the house.
It ain't bad. I live in there. Think I was luxurious.
Well, I was living there too, but we're talking about somebody who had $300 million 5 years ago. I mean, come on, she ain't living in luxury.
Who would spend $10 million? I mean, $10,000 a month. Like that ain't no small fee. She got right living in a project.
She is. What do you mean?
Cat.
Okay.
Do you think she has false teeth? I don't know. I think you should put your money where your mouth is. If you're not a part of the solution, you're basically running mouth to cause drama for no reason. But ain't that what they supposed to do on the show?
I thought she had
drama for no reason.
They look so pretty on Watch What Happens Live, but I think she does have false teeth. But I think most of them do.
They do. Most of them
do. They
get veneers.
Yeah.
You don't think they get veneers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love them.
Oh, I did say so because EJ put her arm around Crystal in Mexico. She can't ask her no questions. We that. I just don't understand. That's one of my notes. Do you agree with that, Callie?
Yes.
Huh? That because she put up.
I was your only friend. And even though Crystal, when it happened, Crystal said, now I know this has a lot to do because her and Sutton aren't the best of friends.
Right.
But she said, yet I still appreciate her being there for me.
Girl, that's the first thing she said. She did say that.
She said, I do appreciate that, but that doesn't mean anything.
Veneers cause you to spit, not lick.
See, so I will say this, and I agree with you, Miss Pavement. I do respect AJ for not acting like she cares. Because I feel like if you're a racist, show me. Because I want to know what you really are. If you don't care about the victim, show me. Because I want to know. Don't fake it for me and act like you like me and you don't. So
well, why do you think Crystal all of a sudden has amnesia?
Because I don't think she has amnesia. I just think she did.
How many times does she have to tell people that she cares? I mean, she said it before. How many? Why is she?
Because people don't hear when you scared at them.
Well, they should listen more. They should listen more. They should pick it up.
I don't want to hear that. If you're saying, look, and you're having a conversation, I feel so bad for those victims. We had one conversation like that.
Not one.
Conversation we had, you like this. I do care. You
Excuse me, but she did show some kind of concern and care. Y'all
When,
can't-
Callie?
Y'all cannot. I don't know the exact date of the show, but she talked about it.
What
She said it
happened?
9 months ago.
How did she do it?
Probably when y'all was attacking her at the dinner table.
Again, she was.
I'm trying to think when.
You can't.
Oh, stop.
You can't.
It was the same. It was the same year. It was the first year that she had to really check Erica and say, "Stop talking." Erica wouldn't stop, so that's why she got called into the courts. But it was at that dinner. That's one time that I do remember where she said, "Of course I care, but look, this is a legal situation, people. Why is that so hard to understand? If y'all were in the same boat,
Oh, okay, I don't remember.
If she starts off like that, when Garcelle pulled you over, whenever the first time they had these conversations about the victims, or it was an area.
they're not asking her anything.
So as soon as somebody brought them up, I wouldn't have had that conversation. I certainly wouldn't have been talking about it around other people, because she was just generally talking about the earrings before anybody brought them up. And then
Crystal, Erica said
she was wearing them that day. Like,
yeah,
She was wearing.
Erica does. That's who.
that?
Erica.
Erica got balls, okay? I can't. And I don't think Erica should be one that they get rid of. But I do think they need to split that crew up. Or the crew
Crystal
won't have,
need to come back. She's losing her mind.
or the crew is going to have to hold each other accountable.
Erica
On
does.
TV that
Erica.
know people are reading about.
Erica does. And she was very honest.
They say you're going down the wrong road, Callie.
Whatever.
Usually y'all on the same
Let's
road.
go. Let's go. Let us go.
Wrong road. I
Our
don't know.
bags
What
are
to say.
packed. Come on.
They do need to come up with. They just need to quit asking and move
No,
on to
Only
something
thing
else.
they ask is about these earrings. They ain't
Stop
talking
asking
about
about them. Yes, here they are. Don't you
all
love them?
season.
And
The
then
earrings
and
came
who's
up.
the first one
And
run up to
wait
confession?
a minute, let me say this. If she had said even this season, even if she wasn't sure last season, when
What?
it came up, it seemed like she was saying, "Oh, I can't talk about this in litigation now." Instead of
Wrong
bragging
road,
about-
Portia.
So I mean, I don't know what to say.
And then it's crazy because she be like, this purse cost $18,000 million. And then I have this jacket that I hadn't worn 18,000 years and it's worth $5,000 million. And I'm like, don't do that. Just don't do that then.
Just don't
Do whatever she wants to do. They are her earrings.
Girl, I would have
They are not that she don't have them anymore, Callie. She gave
Well,
them
but
back.
what did she say on the show? She said once they deem them not to be mine, then they'll have them. Until then, they're mine. I'm wearing them. Be jealous, please. Goodbye.
If
No.
I was on this show, I would be pretending like somebody had to buy my coffee because my credit
Me
card didn't
too.
work. It's
I wouldn't
just
have no
that
glam squad.
I would have planned that. I would
Did you see Erica at last year's
and be
reunion?
embarrassed so people would think I was broke?
At last year's reunion, she was trying to look like she was old
Okay,
and broke.
that's why
And
she
this
needs a
year,
glam
she's
squad.
not acting that way. She got her
because
glam
she saw
squad.
the outtake. She's like, God, I look like I'm dead. No.
Bravo has to probably, and I do believe. Do you? So let's ask this: do you think production is getting them to ask these questions?
Of course.
We know that happens because they haven't said one word to Erica this whole season about that case. They let her talk and nobody said anything, but that was in the press. And it was hot probably at that time.
So Michael Rappaport told Annie that he agrees with Bravo Nation with always firing people and that needs to stop. Yes, I do think that they be like, she needs to go, she needs to go, she needs to go, she needs to go. I don't even think everybody needs to stay. But on this show, if they cannot hold each other to the same standards that they hold other people to, they need to break up this little clique. It just needs to go.
No, I mean,
what standard? What standards are they not being held to?
Dorit needs to leave.
Oh, yeah. She's a different person this season.
Yeah, Dorit is the one that needs to leave.
Yeah.
She wasn't even supposed to have or whatever they hold.
I'm
they hold.
Diamond.
I mean, yeah.
Has she
So
worn
Dorit-
one head to toe Fendi brand this season? All her labels are less obvious this season.
They are.
Still are. She's calmed down so much.
And it's just like because she reads too many comments. People probably like me who laughed at her.
Behaving, you're probably right.
Comments about her clothes, and now she's trying to calm it down.
Because you call her the ghetto girl.
Because she didn't got robbed everything. That girl did. She had a black dude. Stop.
You call her the ghetto girl.
Any
So
white
bless you.
girl that pull up with MCM from head to toe, from head to toe.
Okay.
Mm. So she done changed because of y'all.
I
But I
just
hate when they do
look,
that.
She really has changed. It's weird.
white people want MCM. I really did. I don't think I've ever in my life seen
Oh
a
my
white person
I haven't either. What are you
or
looking for?
anything in MCM.
They want EJ to show a docile, remorseful side so they can move on. She'll never do that. So
Yeah.
that's a question. I think I asked this last time, and the people who watch can answer. If she does show empathy or remorse or anything, does she feel like she'll be guilty? Would you think she's guilty?
I wouldn't think she's guilty, but
Yeah.
to that question, I did too. What's crazy is I look forward to talking about Dorit's clothes because they were so eclectic. I love the whimsical hairstyles.
Me too.
Oh, we have not seen one that I recall.
Not a one whimsy.
That I,
Not a Borat. Not
yeah,
a nothing.
nothing.
Not a knuckleball. Ain't that what they call knuckleball? I could see her with some beads
Not
on
a
her hair. Like I ain't
Chanel
seen none of
band,
that.
nothing. Just
I'm
very
saying
calm.
that with Dorit, and yeah, I talked about it. I'm gonna keep on talking about her, but I talk about her in a project way. Like Dorit used to really dress like a girl in a project who got her first D-boy, and he want to buy her everything that come on the corner.
I'm sorry.
The booster guy in the bag.
Oh, the beeper. Okay.
The beeper boy. Yeah.
I didn't even know white people would put that much like flair in their clothing because they don't. You know how
we don't.
You know, all of us know that girl, that like ghetto girl, that she thinks she cute, and we think she country. We think she is country from head to toe.
That's Dorit.
That's Dorit.
Yeah,
that was Dorit.
Dorit with a little mix of who's the other lady on TV who she had a sister for her hair?
Megan
McCain.
Oh, Megan McCain, honey, she did have a black woman do her hair.
I miss her
girl.
hair.
You can tell.
You could tell.
I don't know that for a fact, but that's just what
you don't know about Dorit. She don't really show her glam squad like Erica does. But we saw Megan's hairstylist.
She used to be far more different.
Erica made her step up. I will say that.
Yeah. Yes. Like whenever they would go out to dinner, and I do have to keep remembering that when they filmed this, COVID was really, really hot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was bad last winter.
Move.
And so they weren't really meeting in places that they would normally meet. You're not going to dress up going to so-and-so's house or so-and-so's backyard versus going to some high-end restaurant, that they used to do in New York if they visit.
Because their parties even have to be a little smaller and stuff because of COVID.
Yeah.
So
Misbehaving. Misbehaving says, have you put that comment up?
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Okay. Erica isn't guilty. Tom committed the crime. EJ benefited from the crime. I agree.
Have you always felt that way?
Me?
Misbehaving.
Oh, I don't know if she felt. I have. I've always felt that way. And I just want her to give back
what. Why are you so hard on her then?
I'm not hard on her. I just want her to give back what she needs.
I need me some dark liquor.
I
not dark.
That part. No, I always thought that part that I never thought that she actually embezzled money. Mm-mm. But at some point, I don't know, we don't really talk about this anymore. I did think that Tom told her and said, this is what we're going to do. I believe definitely at some point that there was a plan to divorce him to try to get away from this.
Now I agree with that.
So while I may not have thought that she was ever in an embezzlement situation, I do believe he told her, and I do believe that all of what has happened was a plan.
Allegedly, that's Joyce's beliefs.
Yeah.
And I believe that too, because when she talking about she just pulled the U-Haul up and moved out without him knowing, he got a maid, a butler, and they would have called him and say, Mister, she taking your stuff, or she moving out. Or the camera, the ring. They got a ring camera that's probably better than the ring. Mm-hmm. He got the alerts. Yeah. So he knew she was moving out.
And so maybe because, in the back of our minds, while we might not think that she was embezzled, that's the reason why we see.
Shady. Ooh, Tori
Right,
is
Victoria. She already know. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Look.
Y'all.
She said every time Joy talks. Look it up.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, now
Victoria,
EJ
that was
knows many
good.
lies.
Oh, now
He
EJ, yeah,
told us.
she's a liar, but you know
Wait a
it's
minute.
okay.
But my back to my point, what I'm basically trying to say is because we do believe that when we're looking at her this season, while we can't remember the details, there's something in us saying that we can't trust her.
You act like I'm
And
beating
that
you.
Kyra's on. Kyra is on coming here dogging my EJ. Hi, Kyra.
What is
But
Kyra saying?
that's the problem. I think we are.
My EJ
Y'all leave Erica alone.
But I think that was the issue. We believe that she's part of the cover up,
Y'all ain't right.
and that they are hiding money.
Oh, you think they're hiding money? Allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
That's why we come. My point was not the details. If y'all don't remember,
yeah.
My point was because we have all of this, we're looking at her distrustfully. We can't believe, the things that she says about anything. We think that anything she's doing at this point is almost propaganda or.
Erica?
Yes.
I believe everything she's saying.
Callie.
I do.
Are you drinking the Kool-Aid or what does Erica drink?
No, just the Mountain Dew.
Do I need to tell you about this really good investment?
Jordan said the Kool-Aid.
You heard me, Callie.
Jordan said the Kool-Aid too. Thank
Listen,
you,
said,
Jordan.
You believe Erica? I wanted to know, Callie, could you and I meet? I gotta and bring your checkbook because I want to tell you about an investment.
Because you believe
that is a checkbook. I
want you to sign this
30
paper
years. I didn't know
says,
checks.
If it really ain't no investment, you don't want your money back.
Okay. Was it Erica that said, I don't know what a checkbook is or something? Is that the conversation?
Yeah, she don't. Oh, yeah, my
okay. I can't help you, Joy. I can't help you. But when Martell comes,
they didn't know how to use it.
We're going to come
Don't you bring Martell into this.
You can correct all his spelling errors and all his promotional marketing materials. Okay? Thank you.
You leave her cousin alone. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I only have one more thing to say.
Kissing cousin.
Well, that silver, hold on. Well, Kyra, you got to start coming early because we're trying to just stay an hour. We already
never caught EJ
bringing nobody in.
Victoria.
I got to start getting here a little earlier.
I've never caught EJ in
why that Rico case that was turned into the Fed says otherwise. I don't know anything about that case. I know she broke it down before, but I don't know.
Let me go get my weights.
Callie no need. She believes EJ because we have called. Callie loves EJ. Y'all bet everybody needs an advocate.
Callie knows she don't believe EJ. Yes, I do believe. She don't lie.
So the last thing.
Kyra. Oh
Lord, what Kyra saying?
Has her as a front.
It was her front woman, not entirely in it, but she was
using herself. Look,
don't lie about things that propped up. Child. Joy does believe everything her brother said. You know what? Am I the only one who don't believe people? See, I'm the onlyest one. I don't believe this.
I don't be believing everything Martell say, but I believe
everything her brother says. You mean her kissing cousin?
Hold on, I'm scared. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
You mean her kissing cousin?
She's at her house, not here. Don't strike me. Okay, go ahead.
Real quick, that's more like your kissing cousin.
Let me ask y'all this.
Okay, go ahead.
At the end in those text messages.
Okay.
Not Dorit. Lisa said she been feeling threatened. I was like, what was in that text?
It wasn't nothing threatening. And she said, please.
Right. By one of the bots or what?
No, when they were.
She didn't say please. I took a screenshot of them.
Well, you send it to the group so I can show it.
You want me to send it now?
Yeah. So, Callie, did you watch the end where supposedly they left the club? Kathy was mad. I think she was mad at Cal because Cal did something to her. But she got in the car or the Sprinter with Lisa, and she threw a little tantrum. So then after the tantrum, she texts Renna and was like, don't say what happened. Keep it between us.
I put them in there.
Okay, I'm about to show him. Hold on.
Was that a question for me? What's the question about that?
I don't know. That was Joy's question.
About well, my question was, what did she think was threatening? Like Lisa has been saying things like she's been threatened. She has these receipts. Obviously she turned them over to production. She has all these receipts, and what she has, I'm looking at these text messages, really it doesn't feel threatening to me.
I got the
Nothing's threatening about them.
Like the first
load
one
them. Hold on.
was the first one was,
which one's the first one? Because I'm about to load them.
Anger screen,
The
throwing
laugh.
things. What could she have been throwing?
Oh, sorry. What you say?
What could she have been throwing other than throwing back some martinis?
now
and
mind you, listen, mind
silence
you,
is golden.
what
I am staying silent.
what Lisa is showing is her text message to somebody else. But the first one
Was this the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I got in a splendor with Kathy, and she had an absolute meltdown. I've never heard her say anything in my life. After screaming, throwing things, crying, I'm locked in my room.
And it's oh my God. Is this the next one? Oh, that's the same one. It looks like. Oh, that's probably the first one.
So Lisa claimed Lisa is locked in Lisa's room.
Yes.
She's in a Sprinter.
Wait a minute, like she's scared.
Yeah,
of somebody.
you're right. Yeah, I see what she's saying. She said, so this is all on Lisa. And no, there's no proof. This is Lisa saying.
So Kathy says silence is golden and I'm staying silent.
That's what Kathy responded back.
So what's threatening about that?
Nothing. Where's OG? OG, bring the original text messages. Okay.
So Lisa's okay. I don't believe those text messages are real. Lisa ran a make on the app. She could have.
She sent them to somebody. These are her own. This ain't somebody else's.
See, she heard the rumor too. Look,
Kathy said something racial and homophobic.
That's what everybody had a rumor that's what happened, but they're all about her sister. That's what happened.
So you think they're faking texts? Wait a minute, say that again.
You're part?
Thinking that it's really the racist thing, but they're trying to pretend like.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't think it's anything, and we'll all see that.
I think nothing happened. I think she probably talked about her sister. Which one you want me to show?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't put anything past Kathy.
I think they're the same. One was showed half of the. I just noticed it was half of it, and it was 3 screenshots. But the way they showed it was weird because you could tell that I don't know if they were trying. Okay, so the first one is the first half of the first thing. They just wanted you to know that it was Lisa's. This is the first.
That's just showing who it was.
Right, but it's the first half of the second. It's the first half of the second screenshot.
Yeah.
That's showing you the whole text instead of half.
So they're saying Rena was the only one saying it was racial and homophobic, but all the clips and text messages are about Kathy reading Kyle to filth. So it's about her sister.
But
so what? Because she was mad at her. She was just mad that she kept picking on her.
She's always picking on a sister.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she was distraught about Erica not talking to her, but she does not care that she hurts her sister. She should care more about her sister being hurt than anybody.
That's cold.
Anybody in the world. I'm the only child, but I would know if I had a sister.
Lisa is mad at Kathy because Kathy went around to everybody about what she was doing with tequila.
Yeah.
And I just what's another thing is I think that she's kind of embarrassed that her sister, like I said, isn't cool. But at the same time, she has to understand that Kathy has came back because she was considered like a favorite. Like she was like a side favorite.
And so she may be jealous that her sister.
She just be okay with her being her.
But that's what people like her. And I think that's what she's mad about. Because she had to get a whole new face. I'm sorry, Cal. For people to like her. And Kathy just coming on there looking like an old woman who lived in a shoe, and everybody like her. I just don't understand.
Well, What she said, I
She's
can't
right.
That's true
my
too.
face on Brenna.
Lisa's a liar.
Yeah, she's right. She said that, if y'all ain't see that, she said she lied about her husband being mad about Garcia and them doggone that spaghetti
That
sauce.
sauce.
And you still that's all over some spaghetti
And
sauce.
she didn't, and he wasn't even mad. He said he wasn't even mad. He didn't know about it. So sad. Kylie's envious of her sister. Yeah, I agree. So that's all I had, y'all. Y'all got anything else?
She probably was once envious of her sister. Now, in her eyes, her and Mauricio then took over. You know, they've leveled up. So now she feels
Wait a
like
minute, can
she's
I say
talking
this?
down.
And this is absolutely, let me be crystal clear. This is absolutely not true.
Crystal clear. I have not heard that in a while.
I'm going to be crystal clear. I'm just talking outside of my neck, and I'm just saying with some things that they're saying in Facebook groups, them Beverly Hills groups.
Okay, what they saying?
And one of the things they talk about all the time is the Reed having a crush on Mauricio.
Oh, Mauricio.
That people were saying that the real reason
What?
he came in there to fix the situation between Dorit and Kyle because he was sister wives.
Sister wives to be fighting. He did get in the middle of that because they. So this is what she said. Kyle is still jealous.
It's
Kim was a child.
Absolutely not true. We talk
And
about
married a billionaire.
what they said in the groups.
And Kathy married a Hilton and became a socialite. And she wasn't popular until this show. So.
Well, I don't think that Kathy necessarily was known. I mean, she's Kathy Hilton. Let's be clear.
You know her because of Paris.
Her name drops, but I mean, I don't think she was popular ever with like pop culture. If Kathy was to me at Walmart, I wouldn't know who she was.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know half of them because they ain't gonna look the same as they do on the show. So
right. So and she might look homeless because we know she will travel in some house shit.
How about that, y'all? Something.
Okay, so we're almost through with this. Let's talk about oh my God, Dory.
I didn't know she was inspiration for Sailor Moon.
What do y'all think about Nicki Minaj going off on Garcelle?
I didn't like it.
I don't like the word.
I was so disappointed in Nicki. Like,
I don't understand.
I'm a middle-aged woman that has been obsessed with female rappers since I was in my teens. Yeah. So I love female rappers, and I would buy Nicki's CD. I don't even think I listened to her last CD, and that's literally the last CD I bought was her. And I just be disappointed when you lose your platform for this, because for one, it makes people remember that your husband has a past.
What do you mean she loses her platform?
I mean, she uses it negatively.
Uses, not loses. Uses.
Okay.
Uses it negatively. Y'all know I got these phrases down.
Yeah.
And she you would have to ask, well, why is she mad at Garcelle? Why would you go so hard against a 14-year-old boy and thinking it's okay? And Garcelle should have thought about your son. That's why this happened to him. And it was just crazy.
It was sad.
She was saying. And you would have to ask, well, why is she so mad? Well, she interviewed this lady. You remind people that your husband has a past. And I'll be the first one. I defended the whole.
You did.
I don't like when teenagers do things and it carries with them. He's now a man in his 40s, still dealing with something he may or may not have done as a teenage. And when I say teenager, he was like 15. And he in his 40s, and he's still has an answer.
I mean, I get that. I agree that it.
And when you and I get her frustration, but you don't want to keep reminding people of that. Let that be a part of his past. But
I was trying to really make sense of it, and I can't make sense of it because nowhere in any of that interview would there be a situation to say, well, did you think about my son when you were interviewing them? I felt like she was reaching, and I like Nicki Minaj a lot, and so I'm keeping Nicki. But I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what I miss?
I don't understand why she brought it back up, because
We know he was
Garcelle
convicted
did
of
that
murder.
interview so long ago that I didn't even remember it.
It was
Like,
before the pandemic.
yeah, I don't even remember
No,
the
it was.
interview.
No, it was. No, it was.
We talked about it. I know that.
Yeah, it wasn't
But
before.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why she brought that back up about her husband. Why did she have to talk about someone hurting a child when that's what her husband is convicted of doing?
Yes, it makes her.
Well, and so in her mind, she's bringing it up because Garcelle brought it up with her kids. So she's trying to make a connection. And I have gone through, I don't understand how she plans to do that. The connection isn't there. And I want to know what she means. I want it to make sense. It just don't make sense.
I understand what you're saying. That it could have been a murder. Or we're not talking about murder. A rape is a rape. I get that. It's just there are things in life you do as a kid. Your frontal lobe ain't even right. Like,
did he deny it though? He said it was consensual, right? Or no?
I'm not even arguing.
I don't remember. So yeah.
I mean, to my understanding, he said that he pled no contest or guilty or whatever. I think it was.
So he was convicted.
So he was convicted and he has to register. I'm still tripping off the fact that this wasn't even behavior that he continued. There are people who have had rape convictions. They get out, and they keep on with that behavior. This is something that happened to him when he was 15 years old. It's still following him. He hasn't had a repeat of that crime.
And he married a woman that was grown. He didn't marry a little person.
He didn't marry.
He didn't marry no teenager.
I hate that his wife don't see that.
Like,
I just wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, he could, but I think
he hasn't.
Since that happened, he has not done it again. I don't know anything about the murder.
Or he has not been caught. I don't think he's done it, but there's no proof that he's done it. He's a repeat offender, right?
He's not a repeat. Well, he has.
There's no proof that he's.
Look, he has some other issues, but that wasn't the issue.
Mm-hmm.
He had, I think, a drug charge or something. But
okay, I don't know.
He was trying to say Garcelle. Garcelle, why are you interviewing her about what happened to a man when he was a kid, yet trying to stop people from talking about your kids? I'm trying to. It don't make sense to me.
I didn't get that. She's just
I don't understand.
Angry and she's just lashing out. And I just think that, I get that people get emotional, but I don't even like it that she beef with people like she doesn't have sometimes I just look at some of these stars and be like, girl, you're a real talent. She was talented before she even was the Nicki Minaj personality. I remember when she used to rap, they used to have these rapper. First time I ever saw her platform actually rap was at, y'all remember the honorary rapper, remember those rap awards that they would have? Hip hop, it was something, hip hop awards or something. And at the beginning of they still do them. They be in black and white, and they had these up and coming rappers. I remember when Nicki Minaj was on there. Before she was I remember thinking, oh, she's good. Whoever this girl is, because I'll never remember their names, but she's good. This girl got real talent. Why just use this platform that you have across the world to talk? I don't understand that.
Right. So before he hooked up with Nicki, I don't know how long they've been together, but we do know that Nicki was with Erica Mena's man for some long time. So between his teenage years and marrying Mick, hooking up with Nicki, did anybody even talk about, was he in trouble? Or is it really just coming up now that he's with Nicki? I mean, did he have
only coming up? Well, the problem was, it wasn't that it was just with Nicki. Well, when Nicki moved to LA.
I'm holding on Kelly.
They moved somewhere.
Yeah, so he didn't register.
He didn't register, and he had been there for a minute.
Why didn't he register?
Did he forget?
I have no idea.
You can't forget that.
But he didn't register, and he got into trouble. And what they claimed that they were trying to get the girl to change her mind so the rape charge would go away, so he wouldn't serve any time.
Oh, all I know is
but there was a video of her denying that it ever happened.
Who?
Yeah,
the girl?
Yeah, there's a recording of her
A
denying
video
that it,
recording?
huh? Yes,
A
a
video
video.
recording?
Yes.
You saw it?
Yes. You want me
Oh,
to
I
say?
didn't
I
know.
don't know. I didn't follow the story. I didn't know anything about it until y'all talked about it that day, and y'all taught me a lot of things or let me know what was all going on because I didn't know anything about him. But I
I
just
don't know
feel like
anything about him either, but she claims that a whole bunch of people are in the hood knew who she was. And people probably
Callie, they said that video was edited.
um you have a whole lot of people that probably put her name out there, and I guess Nikki's fans went after her. They are
Oh,
zealous. These people staying for these reality. I mean, that's too
Stan.
much investment. Stand, whatever they do.
Mm.
Callie,
Stand,
it wasn't a
whatever.
video at all or an audio. Hey,
What?
don't say Callie's lying. You don't talk about Callie. Only I can.
Hold on. Let me read the story.
We must be getting
Her
off, but
last
that's
sexual
okay.
expression. Callie,
You
it
gonna
wasn't
make
a
us
video
stay on
and it
longer.
wasn't an audio. Callie line. How can I
Cal-
lie about a video? How can
Somebody
I
said
lie
it was
about a video?
edited. That it
If the
wasn't.
girl is on the video and the girl is talking, Latoria, how am I lying?
They said it was edited. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I ain't see that.
So edited to pick out words she said in every other conversation.
I
put it into one.
don't know.
I didn't watch it. I don't
My
know.
Latoria,
point is, it get messy. It just got messy.
But I just don't feel like if it was that story was, I know,
Like,
beginning of the year or
yeah.
later.
and it
Why
ain't
is
got
she?
nothing to do with me trying to be on his side. That if you knew,
No,
me,
she not.
you know
Yeah,
that's the case.
she's just trying to make sense of why Nikki's doing it. Like
Yeah,
what?
I'm just trying to understand it.
I don't understand it.
But
I
yes,
don't
the
get
video
it.
does say, she says, that's why I called them and told him it was all a lie, made it up. I said it in front of the judge and all his family.
Oh,
Yeah,
lady.
they did argue that, by the way. They said she showed up in court and said drop the charges.
That's the video I'm talking about.
But
She
but he
actually,
said guilty. He did. And
But
Nikki,
she
and
also
she's
said
saying
he
that
lied.
she
I'm sorry,
pressured
she said
doing-
she lied. So
yeah,
she's saying she lied. He's saying that he admitted. So look, they don't know what's
I
going on.
have a question. If she said he lied, can they not overturn his sentence?
That's what
You
they're
prove
trying-
it. You want me to prove it by sending you the video, ding dongs? Is that what it is? I wouldn't. I ain't everything you want me to prove.
I don't want to watch
it.
it. She said her mother was pressuring her to change her story, and that's why she changed her story.
Yeah.
Hold on here, y'all.
That video was edited. Well, can y'all send me the video? I don't know.
How
No,
can
she didn't. And they tried to pay her, and she refused the money. Okay, let's not argue about
Well,
this.
first of all, it was only $500,000.
Yeah,
they took it either.
they said it was like $50,000. But
I thought it was 500,000.
That was confusing to me. I heard, I don't know how true this is. Let me be crystal clear. I do not know how this is. I heard that shit, I forgot that thought. I guess I wasn't
Dory got to stop. You just said two words and forgot. Okay. Does anybody have anything Beverly Hills related that y'all would like to
I
talk?
forgot we were talking about them.
I know y'all just went all off on a tangent. I think Garcelle is handling this beautifully. She did not respond. It wasn't a back and forth, we gon' girl fight. She chose to just let it go because Nikki should have let it go. And I don't understand Nikki. I feel like you brought your husband some problems back into something that we had forgot about.
And I wonder just.
Well, what would you like to say, Kyra?
I think that's how I think that maybe why she's riding hard. She's just riding the wrong way. It's that she's feeling guilt because she wouldn't. The reality is they wouldn't be having these problems. If he had married Tina Fey or Tina Joe, whatever.
Right. If he would have married Meg the Stallion, he would not be. I'm just playing. I don't want y'all fighting Meg.
Look, I'm up here. Nicki Minaj is now swinging Jason Lee. Okay.
All right. So are y'all? It's been over an hour. We said we're gonna try to stay at an hour. Are y'all ready?
Yeah. So what we doing?
We didn't do Supersize, and they did their finale. So I don't know when we're gonna do that. Y'all just let me know. I don't know if Callie has watched it yet. Anyway, the Supersize show. Have you? Okay. So we'll try to do their finale. I thought it was pretty good. I kind of felt like it was produced a lot more than the other ones. But I did like it. We'll come back Monday for Huntsville.
Yes.
Are y'all available Monday? Okay.
Is it okay if we join you and Martell on Monday, Joy?
Who gonna be with Martell?
You and Sheree.
Don't you
She's like, that's a nice spot.
Huntsville?
Huh?
Wouldn't it be nice to have a crossover?
Well,
With
yeah.
Sheree on Huntsville and Martell in Atlanta.
Who was Inset saying Nikki's son did coke? Hold on. Inset was wrong for talking about Nikki's son and saying she did coke.
Offset? Does she mean Offset?
Oh.
Who? Oh, ignore my last That's right.
Who
marries someone who's a rapist? A lot of people do. I don't know why, but
yes, Kiara, we do call in, but you're gonna have to come earlier because we're trying to just do an hour. So try to get us in the very beginning.
I think y'all would be shocked at how many men are registered as a sex offender.
I wouldn't be.
I don't know.
If you live in any kind of neighborhood, I don't care if it's an apartment or a regular old neighborhood, it could be a middle, upper class neighborhood. I could guarantee you it's going to be somebody within 2 or 3 doors and then a space and 2 or 3 more doors. It's a whole lot of men that are registered as sex offenders. And a lot of them are cases that I just don't think should follow men forever. I just don't. There are some rapes that should follow a man forever. You know,
so you think, like, say she's 16 or 17 and he's 19. Would they go to jail for nothing like that?
Follow him forever.
Yeah.
It's one thing if this is a 30-year-old man trying to, and he's with a 16-year-old, you know that's wrong. But a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old could literally go to school together.
But
he could be a senior, she could be a.
But he had a knife, right? This guy supposedly a weapon. A weapon. Nikki's husband. No.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay. I don't understand this story.
But I guess you guys.
No. She did say one time he had a knife, and then she said allegedly one time he had a gun, and then she said I thought he had something.
Okay. What'd you just say, Joy? You said something else.
I don't know, but y'all, we gonna.
Okay, so y'all, family watch.
Latoya, start writing your message. Go ahead, Callie.
Familywatchdog.us. I've spent lots of time out there. Go check it out.
Oh, go check that out.
What is that?
Family Watchdog.
That's where you can see
where you check the predator. Put in your address. It'll give you
looking up those predators. I think you all will be shocked. Like it blows me away because I'm sure put my neighborhood in. I don't look at nobody did the same.
I didn't look. I was around to make sure I knew which house it was. Even I don't play that.
It ain't always men. It's a lot of. It's far more women on there that you would think.
And these women, they I don't understand what's going on with them because you can.
That's what I was gonna say, Joy. You said you don't think a rape should follow somebody forever.
No, the situation depends on situation.
Situations that falls in a line of rape, straight up what they call legal rape.
Kara, how long you think you're gonna be? Because we got to go.
I think it should if it's proven to be, I think rape should follow you forever if it's proven to be true.
Kara, we gonna give you 5 minutes,
so
and then we gonna
go. But even if it's a situation like a general guy who does something at 15, he served 6 years, he's getting out, he's 22, and maybe he gets in trouble, do other little stupid stuff, but he doesn't do a rape again. Now you in your 40s and you meet somebody, you like, hey, so and so, and the girl says, well, you ain't a registered sex offender. You gotta now explain something you did when you was 15. The average woman ain't gonna think much of it anyway. Now, if you find out it's a pattern of behavior, yes, that absolutely should follow you forever. But if it's
all right, we're giving Kara 5 minutes and then we go. Come on, Kara.
Okay, fine.
Kara cracks me up. Hi, Kara.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, because I tried to like go on the in the interwebs and share the legal stuff because I don't like the fact that Erica gets on TV and lies and misleads the public. So for one, Erica is saying she's paying all of her bills. Tom's friend of 20 years has come out with a press release because it was found out that Tom's friend is the one paying all of her legal fees. He has paid over $750,000 of her legal
Good
fees.
for her. So
It's great for
life.
no,
okay.
Callie.
Comes out
There's no
and
issue with
says,
Callie. There's no issue with that.
Look out,
The issue
Callie.
is that you are putting yourself up like you were by yourself and doing this all on your own when you were not.
What did she say to make you think she was doing it by herself?
I'm fighting for my I'm doing this on my own. I have to keep the things. And people are saying she's keeping the things. She has all these legal fees. She's not paying her legal fees. The guy, because basically they found it out during the courts and people released his information, so he came out with a PR release. Basically, he had made an account with Erica in Florida for her a month before the divorce and sent her $150,000.
Okay.
Also, this one's alleged because I have to go back and look at the paperwork again, but apparently sorry. Erica's home was bought by EJ Global, her company. Before the divorce, they transferred the house into Tom's friend's name. So technically, she's paying the house that she's in now.
The house she lives in now?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Was bought by EJ Global. Okay. So she already owned that house before she left.
She said she's renting it. That's a lie?
That's a lie.
She was never
allegedly. Allegedly, we haven't.
No, right. That part, I already said allegedly. That part because I have to go back and double check. But I remember seeing some paperwork about it, about the fact that EJ Global owned that house and they transferred it into two of Tom's friends' name. That way they couldn't go after the assets. And then the main issue is I'm fine with her being on the show, but it's interesting what she says she can't talk about and what she says she's going to talk about. She digs herself a hole because basically, she's on TV and she for me, she's showing how stupid she is. The fact that she hugged Lisa Rinna, hugged her, dismissed without prejudice. Dismissed without prejudice means what you was talking about. Yes, which means they can bring it up. In actuality, the lawyer in Illinois, he dismissed his own lawsuit. The judge didn't dismiss it. The lawyer who brought it dismissed it to bring it to California. That's the lawsuit I told you guys about the last time, which is the civil RICO lawsuit that he also turned into the feds. And in that lawsuit, it has her as the front woman, where basically they list out all the things that she said on the show that were lies and that she knew were lies. So when I remember
they're lies though.
Because they have her where in one lawsuit, I remember a couple of years ago, the lawsuit came out about him owing all this money to one of the companies that, lends out money to lawyers who do contingency plans. Basically, a lot of people found out about this and I remember she was on Watch What Happens Live. And they're like, don't you feel like you need to cut down your spending since your husband's being sued for all this money? She's turned around and said they had to apologize for it. In actuality, she was deposed for it and signed off on the fact that they were behind on the payments and that they would not pay, the law firm would not pay themselves before they paid the creditors. So you are lying when you are signing paperwork stating how you are in financial distress and how your husband and you will sign over your house. Like they signed over the house that we had 7 liens because she was signing away their assets because they were in financial trouble. So when you're on TV saying that stuff isn't true, basically they're saying she was on TV lying, saying that the firm was profitable and was doing well to make sure that clients still kept coming. So when she's on the TV show right now saying potential victims, we don't know if they didn't get paid, when literally her accounts were frozen last year because the judge in Illinois, literally, she was in the conference call when he said, Tom is a 2-bit lawyer, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. That was for the $2 million. And then the Rudy Gomez, which is the one who 90% of his body was burned. She has already been deposed and subpoenaed to talk about that. She has right now to go to show her finances because I think 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, it was proven that $11 million was stolen from him. So when she's going on TV and saying potential victims, when she's a part of lawsuits and has to represent herself with actual victims who've already been they've gone to court, Tom won their money, and they had to go back to court, and a judge decided that Tom stole their money. So when you're on TV, when she's on TV in a civil RICO lawsuit saying she's the front woman going on TV lying about how this is not true and that the firm is profitable, that becomes the issue for her.
So it's because for her.
Yes, because basically, remember, RICO law that's how they got the mafia. You don't have to know everything to be a part of the crime. So in this one, it's not the same as I know some of his the one that she quote unquote won. was from like 2 internal lawyers trying to get money from her. They were stupid for that. But the Illinois lawyers have a RICO lawsuit against her, which is for $50 million. That one, she doesn't have to know everything. They're not saying she has direct knowledge. They're saying she has knowledge about some things, and she was going around saying the opposite to make sure that people felt comfortable still coming to Tom and getting his services. And so when you're on TV and you're spending the money and you're saying people had to apologize to you for suing you, you're making it seem like Tom is like, there's no issues, there's no problems. So yes, Callie, there is an issue for her when it comes to people. There is an issue when it comes to this. I feel like the main 2 things she'll get caught up in is the RICO lawsuit, whether it stays civil or it goes federal. It can be both as well. And also she's most definitely going to have an issue with the IRS because they keep increasing the claim against her. First it was $2 million. Now it's $5 million because for the last 10 years, she has been running it as a loss as an expensive hobby, as we already talked about before.
I read that about that $5 million. That just happened. I mean, I just saw something about that.
Yeah, it just happened.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if
now, do you work for one of the
No, I'm just a really smart young woman who did take law classes and am interested into going to law school and have no problem reading all the legal filings.
Listening to you because she sounds like you're reading up on some stuff. Okay.
Yes, I studied neuroscience, so yes, I think I'm somewhat smart.
Neuroscience.
So I just, because for me, it's just fascinating. She can be on the show and she can do these things, but it's like one of the main issues that she's getting trapped in is the lying part. And so she is still lying about Tom's crimes. And I think the issue is,
what do you mean trapped in?
Because she's lying about, again, the potential victim. Do we know that this happened or not? When you are a part of these, like she is being deposed for these things. She's gotten subpoenaed for these things. She has sat in depositions for these things. So when you are saying,
yes, but she's saying alleged.
When you're saying potential,
deposed for it or not, right?
No,
yes,
when you're saying
potential victims.
When you're saying potential victims, and we're not sure if they got paid or not, that's still you going on TV and misleading the public as a front woman for an illegal enterprise.
Well, but potential that shouldn't mislead.
Yes, because when you say potential,
somebody that
when you say potential, when at least 7 cases have already been proven, is an issue.
Well, how many people are we talking about though?
There's over 628 claims against Tom, almost $500 million that they're trying to figure out where it is.
Okay, so yeah, but so what you're saying is there's no way in the world any of those people are lying or misleading.
I'm not saying there's no way in the world, but there's plenty of people who did it, and also he's been disbarred for it. So when you are going on TV saying we don't know that he did this or not,
he's been disbarred.
He's been disbarred.
Yeah, we got 2 more minutes.
Yeah, he's been disbarred for failing his.
Y'all know, wait a minute.
He has. But Erica is getting a whole lot of heat.
Sorry, Joy. Yes, Joy.
Wait a minute. It's totally different.
Oh, God.
It's about Crystal. When Crystal, don't y'all think that scene was overproduced? When Crystal at the end, all of a sudden, Crystal sits down and got big and bad. I was confused. It went from like normal to her leaning in like it's almost like they cut it in the middle of something.
Well, somebody said they did. Like Lisa Rinna was yelling at her or something.
Yeah.
And all that. They didn't show.
Okay.
They didn't show all of it because in the previews it tells her to like shut. Lisa says shut up and all that kind of stuff. So I think it was a longer conversation and they clipped it up. Like, back to Callie. Yes. So when your husband has been disbarred from the state of California for failing his fiduciary duty, and you're a part of a lawsuit saying you are the front woman for this family illegal enterprise because you were on an international platform lying about what was going on in that firm, that on things you didn't know about because you were signing documents and being deposed for it, then it becomes an issue when you say potential victims when the man has been disbarred for failing his fiduciary duty, aka stealing his client's money.
Y'all leave Tom alone. I'm just playing.
Okay, y'all, stealing money. Time to go. But I love you all. It was a great time. I just had to.
We love you too.
Next Thursday, you have to get up earlier.
Okay,
you
Thursday
need to message us or something and let us know. So
I did message you. You know how to message me back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Remember I said, the first time I called. And I was like, I enjoyed talking to you all. I had a great time on in your Instagram DM.
Messages. Callie, that's your job now. I never look at chatter up messages. Do y'all?
No, I don't even know how to use Instagram. It don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense. You might need to just find me us on Facebook.
And I don't like reels. I don't know who came up with that. I like stories. I don't like reels.
So that's probably we'll answer you then. So we'll let you know when we're and like and subscribe so you'll know when we're going live because we
do
want to hear more
subscribe.
from you.
I was
But
just
it's
watching
like
for myself.
hour and 30 minutes, and we're trying to shorten them up because we do a
Yes, I-
podcast now.
Huh?
Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say stories versus
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
versus reels
yeah.
on Instagram. Yeah. Another
God.
thing we're going to do, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, we're going to do that Monday and Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Starting about 5:30. No, we do Sunday, don't we?
Do you watch that?
We do Huntsville Sunday.
I've watched enough of it. I've stepped back for like the last season or so, but I know what's going on, so I'm very adverse towards George's affiliation with Martell Holt.
Thank you.
Affiliation.
That's what I was trying to make sure you knew about.
Look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joy, we got you figured out.
What y'all talking about?
Jesus. Okay.
You know, her love
I do Athenian classes, so that was a good word. But anyway, so y'all either Sunday or Monday we'll do Huntsville. It's up to y'all. Y'all just let me know.
Yeah.
We have to do Atlanta
so
Monday.
What does it mean?
So do we need to do?
What does word mean?
What word?
You love me. She love Martha. It's okay. So Sunday or Monday. Do y'all want to just do Monday because of Huntsville? Okay. I mean, because of Atlanta, just do Monday.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so we'll be back Monday about 5:30ish.
I'm gonna be doing all my sit-ups between now and then because I'm gonna need some extra strength when Joy gets to talking.
When Joy gets to talk. Thank you for joining us, Tyra.
Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Let's peace it out, ladies. Y'all see how my flowers on my lamp? I need to find another place for that. All right.
She said, now back to Callie.
EJ said Kenya is her girl, her close friend. I mean, everybody is friends with Kenya, but y'all, people love Kenya.
The villains. She likes them.
I love it. I like villains too. But y'all be good. Goodbye.
Just like me.
Follow our link tree. All right.
Wait
Peace
a
out,
minute,
people.
y'all. Dang, I want to say something to y'all off camera.